I can really only speak on my environment, on where I come from. But I think within my community, there needs to be a greater push towards, and I've said this time and time again, towards empathy for people. And that's the key word, is for people. You dig? It's like to have the respect for a person just based off the fact that they're a human being, and having empathy for them just based off that, off of like my experience, tinges my emotion. So I look at sadness as a situational thing. Same thing with you, is that your sadness and my sadness are different because they're situational. But on the basis of it all, it's still sadness. It's still the exact same emotion. It's just a little bit different. It's just seasoned a little bit differently. And if people can start looking each other eye to eye and having empathy as human beings, I think that's what we need to start edging people away from violence, because it's so dehumanizing. Guns are so dehumanizing. It's easy to shoot somebody. That shit happens all the time because it's easy, because it's machine, because you don't need to look somebody in the... You can shoot somebody from 2 blocks away. You can't even look somebody in the eye 2 blocks away. You have a fucking telescope, but they can't see you back. The point is that we just need to start regarding each other as people with other people that care about them. The ripples of violence need to be considered more. You dig? People need to consider, whoa, this person has a mother and a father and a brother and a sister, and this will send waves that go so far beyond me that would shatter my family if the same thing happened to me. Nobody thinks like that. And the people that do think like that, sometimes they get to say something, sometimes they end up dead, and that's the problem, is that empathy isn't there. And I think in my community, that's what's needed right now. I think in this generation, there's a lot of lack of understanding for humanity, as far as being empathetic towards somebody as a human being, understanding that they have the same emotions. It's all outside the things that people use to separate each other. I think that's very, very strong, and it's polarizing the way that people view their differences. I think that's the problem, is understanding that we're really not that different. It's just designations.
So creating 1111 was one of my most spiritual moments when it comes to creating music, because of what it meant to me at the time, as well as what it meant to me moving forward even.
A drunk driver had hit a pole on the north. He was going northbound and we were coming southbound, which was a huge electrical breaker that knocked down 4 other poles and took them out of the ground, and it had flipped over our vehicle. So we got smashed up in a Prius.
But we realized that we can do everything ourselves. We don't, sometimes you don't need a big label backing you up. So it's good to start off on your own and to learn through trial and error and stuff like that.
And literally only 10 people had access to the green room, and they're all like sitting there, like all the people who have the code to the green room. So I'm just sitting there eyeing everyone like, all right, which one of you stole my computer?